Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I want to present about Assignment IHS 412 about confined space accident. This is subject of OSH Management for Industrial Hygiene and OSH. Okay, this is our teams. The first one is Muhammad AMIRUL ILHAM. The second one is NURUL ATIRAH. The third one, MIZA SYAMIMI. And me is Muhammad Farhan Azam bin KAMARUZZAMAN. My matrix card number is 2023374069. Okay, this is a table content. Okay, so I want to tell about introduction of confined space accident. Confined space accident occur when individuals encounter hazards while working in or around confined space. These areas characterized by limited entry and exit points and poor ventilation. Pose risks such as poor air quality, toxic gases, engulfment, and extreme temperatures. Despite safety regulation, accidents can happen due to factors like inadequate training and failure to follow protocols. Preventing such incidents requires thorough risk assessment, proper ventilation, training, and communication. By prioritizing safety measures, employers and workers can mitigate the dangers of confined space and promote a safer work environment. The objective of study for confined space accident. The first one is identify hazard. The second one, determine cause and contributing factors. The next one is to assess the effectiveness of safety measures. And the last one is to raise awareness to prevent injuries and create a safer working environment.
For the case study methodology, a review of article is necessary in order to accomplish the case study goals. In order to identify current trend in significant accidents, a literature study of pure major accident was conducted. Utilized data source include the chasing key. The chasing key are safety control when working in confined space, confined space safety, hazard that make confined space dangerous place, and type and factor of confined space accidents. To sum up, we found 44 listing of articles by abstract and title, including 18 from accesslibrary.org, 20 for Science Direct, and 6 for Natural Journal. For eligibility, revert 30 articles for thorough analysis. And finally, for identification, 5 articles was included.
Types and factors of confined space. Number 1 is falls from height. Confined space often involve elevator platform, ladders, or opening that require workers to climb or work at height. Falls from this area can occur due to lack of fall protection, slippery surfaces, or inadequate safety measures. Extreme temperature. Confined space with poor ventilation or inadequate temperature control can expose workers to extreme temperature, leading to heat stress, heat stroke, or hypothermia. Engulfment. Some confined space, such as storage tanks or silos, may contain loose materials like grains, sand, or liquid that can engulf a person who enters. Engulfment can lead to suffocation or crushing injuries. Fire and explosion. Certain confined space may contain flammable substances or a build-up of combustible materials. Ignition sources, such as sparks or open flames, can trigger fire or explosion, resulting in serious injury or fatalities.
Space accident include the first one is injuries ranging from minor to severe, including fracture, burns, respiratory issues, and trauma. In the worst case scenario, confined space accident can lead to fatalities, causing immense grief and loss for the affected individual, their families, and their colleagues. The second one is confined space accident can have a profound emotional and psychological impact on the individual involved, as well as witnesses and responders. Survivor may experience post-traumatic disorder, PTSD, anxiety, depression, or survivor's guilt. Their psychological effects can persist long after the accident and may require counseling or therapy. The third one is confined space accident can result in legal consequence for organization if it is determined that negligence or non-compliance with safety regulation contributed to the accident. This can lead to lawsuit, fines, penalty, and increased insurance costs. The financial impact can be significant and may have a long-term implication for the organization, operation, and reputation.
Since the establishment of the first confined space guidance in 1998 until the recent ICOP 2010, the incident related to confined space are still occurring, where the report revealed that most of the victims of this incident result in fatality. This sent an important message to the authority that there are some gaps need to be closed in current system. As we can see in confined space fatality accident graph from 2009 until 2019, we can see on the 2016 have the highest total. So, based on the investigation conducted by Department Occupational Safety and Health, or we call DOSH, it was found that the contributing factor are lack of awareness or competency, absence of risk assessment document, and absence of safe workplace procedure. It is clear that the employer of the organization should play their roles in ensuring safe working environment in confined space by providing competency training to all workers, acquiring safety equipment, and atmospheric measuring device. Furthermore, another contributing factor is the risk assessment method under the ICOP 2010. Prior to entering a confined space is to generate with result in overlooking of important element to be assessed, such as configuration as confined space, specific hazard and its risk, tools and equipment to be used, and number of occupants, which may affect the entire rescue plan.
Implementing safety measures in confined space is crucial to protect workers from hazard and prevent accident. Here are some key safety measures that should be implemented in confined space. The first one is permit to work system. Establish a permit to work system that ensure proper authority and control of confined space entry. This system requires a documented permit that outlines the specific tasks, hazards, control measures, and duration of work. It helps to ensure that all necessary precautions are taken before entering the confined space. The second one is hazard identification and risk assessment. Conduct a true assessment of the confined space to identify potential hazard. Evaluate the risks associated with atmospheric condition, physical hazard, and any other relevant factors. This assessment helps determine the appropriate control measure needed to mitigate the identified risks. The third one is adequate ventilation. Ensure proper ventilation systems are in place to maintain a safe and breathable atmosphere within the confined space. Ventilation should be sufficient to remove toxic gases, vapor or fumes, and provide an adequate oxygen supply. Continuous monitoring of the atmospheric condition is essential to ensure ventilation effectiveness. The fourth one is entry and exit procedure. Establish clear and well-defined entry and exit procedure for confined spaces. This procedure should include protocols for securing the entry point, ensuring proper lighting, establishing communication system, and providing emergency retrieval equipment such as harness and retrieval lines.
For control measure, we are using hierarchy control for confined space accidents that include elimination, substitution, engineering control, administrative control, and PPE. Okay, for elimination, eliminate the need of worker to enter the confined space by redesigning the purpose of workplace to remove the confined space hazard. For substitution, using remote control equipment or robot to perform tasks inside the confined space instead of human worker. For engineering control, implement the physical measure of minimize the hazard including proper ventilation system, barrier or isolation techniques. For administrative control, establish the procedure, policy and safe work practice by implementing the permit system and providing adequate training. For PPE, use proper personal protective equipment including the respirator, protective clothing, harness or special equipment to protect from confined space hazard.
In conclusion, confined spaces are enclosed or partially enclosed areas with limited access points that are not designed for continuous occupation. To ensure the safety of individuals working in or around confined space, it is essential to conduct thorough risk assessment, implement proper safety procedures, provide adequate training, and use appropriate personal protective equipment. Compliance with safety regulation, effective communication, ventilation emergency procedures, and ongoing monitoring are crucial for maintaining a safe working environment.